Jessica Hallstrom, thank you so much for being on the show. You're officially the first guest. I appreciate it so much. How are you?
My God, what an honor. I'm doing quite well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. We had a good weekend. Got some stuff I still need to take care of, but things have been pretty good. It's so hot, but it's summer, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, same here.
Okay, so for my first question is, can I call you a doctor now?
Not quite.
Not
I
quite.
am still a PhD candidate, so my thesis is the only thing, a minor detail.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in progress, and I'm aiming to have it done, aiming to submit the final draft by December. Worst case scenario, I take on another, quarter. But otherwise, done with experiments, done with coursework, all that good stuff, just writing. But I'm actually starting a job next Monday, so I will
Oh,
be finishing writing on weekends and things. But I mean, you can call me doctor if you want to. I won't stop you.
yeah. Well, in
I'm
my
not
head,
quite a
I
doctor yet.
in my head I already was, so I guess that's okay.
I
But
appreciate that. Yeah.
yeah. So thank you for joining. So I hit I guess I sort of like tweeted something dumb because I was um enjoying an ice cream sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Like a classic, vanilla chocolate. Um, and I was eating it, and I was like, oh, I don't think I had an ice cream sandwich in quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
So that was sort of my thing that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how ice cream sandwiches they always get so dirty, your fingers with the chocolate from eating them, and so I was like,
Yep.
is there a and so when I reached out to you behind the scenes, you're like, oh, I actually worked with someone who has done some ice cream sandwich work, and you said they're saying they're modern marvels. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
maybe the first question is just sort of like if you want to speak to that a little bit, but then also, yeah, my thing is I'm like, do we have to get our fingers dirty if we want to enjoy a delicious ice cream sandwich?
I feel you. Yeah, I mean that's a constant struggle. I probably don't eat ice cream sandwiches as often as I
Right.
used to. There used to be some really good vegan ones out on the market, and you don't see them as much anymore. I love the little like mini ones. You ever get those little guys
That's
that are? It's just like
those are the ones I was eating.
they're perfect. They're just like we'll pop, because that's all you really want. Like if you ever get a full size ice cream sandwich, by the end of it, you're like, feel like you do if you eat a full size like hoagie or regular sandwich. You just feel sick of it. But anyway, yeah, I never knew just how much of a technological wonder they were until a former coworker of mine who used to work at a vegan ice cream company and said, "Oh yeah, they're incredibly difficult to get right. You got to get, the wafers lined up and timed perfectly to go with the little disc of ice cream, and everything's got to be just the right consistency. And they're pretty hard to get right apparently.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
and to that point and to your question, the thing is the cookies on the outside of an ice cream sandwich, they're not cookies.
Okay.
They're cake.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
why.
Okay. All right.
So,
So that
which
is
I mean,
cake.
how do you define one or the other? It's all about your ratios of ingredients and whatnot.
Uh huh.
But consider, if you've ever had like a homemade ice cream sandwich with like a chocolate chip cookie, totally different experience,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
You bite into a hard cookie, all of the ice cream goes like scooching out the sides versus something that is the same kind of consistency, something that is easy to bite as ice cream. You
Yes.
gotta have something soft like a wafer. And so it's kind of like a whoopie pie or, just a really thin layer of cake.
Right.
And
Okay.
there's a reason that we don't eat cake with our fingers because it's going to melt and get all over your fingers. So that was sort of the first place that my head went with that.
That's
As
awesome.
far as solving that problem, it's a tough one. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if there was some sort of like ice cream sandwich push pop, Flintstone style, sort of
Oh
a rectangular tube that you just pushed up into your mouth. I'm just,
no, I love this.
spitballing
I
here.
love this.
Blue sky.
This is great. Okay, so and by that so you're saying the delivery system would be the way you
Mm-hmm.
would work around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because and I think I mentioned this too, but my mind was like I was like, oh, maybe there should be like a layer of foil or whatever, or like the in and out, like the little kind of paper or whatever. But it was just so funny too because I was like just thinking about these things, and I think I tweeted something dumb about it, and then I was like, wait, is this food science? Wait, I actually know someone I could ask about
Literally,
this.
as soon as I saw as you were replying to yourself, and I gave it the little heart the moment you were tagging me. It was this beautiful, I'm not on Twitter much these days, but I crawled back to it because all of the other services are just abysmal. I don't know if you tried Blue Sky or anything. It's boring and full of people that are way, way too online. And then at least my Twitter or Spaces, or what is it? The Threads,
Threads.
the Meta one. It's so it's the Dunder Mifflin of social media. It's so boring. It's so algorithmy and just ironic shirts at a kiosk in the mall. So I came crawling back to Twitter, and yeah, all that to say, it was just a beautiful moment of our eyeballs being on the Twitter at the same time.
I love it. I mean, my whole thing with Twitter is like, and I mean, evinced by the fact I'm still calling it Twitter. I'm going down with the ship. I'm not trying to get off. I want to go down with it, and I'm fine too. I don't mind. Um,
Yeah, you're the band. You're the band on the deck.
yeah,
You know.
we gotta play on. We gotta pod on. I was gonna add,
Jokes as the ship sinks.
I know that I know you got only a little bit of time, but I do just want to, is there anything you've been working on recently? Anything with your thesis? Anything with your upcoming job that has been exciting or something you did not know before? Just something curious or interesting that you wanted to freestyle on.
Yeah, I mean, I've done some fun stuff with my thesis. I am basically the gist of my thesis is I'm making a better almond milk. Most people don't think of almond milk as pretty healthy, but it's actually basically just sexy water. There's not a lot of nutrition in it. So trying to make a more nutritious almond milk, which I did. I'm proud of it. It was
Awesome.
delicious. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Did some sensory trials, and people loved it. Yeah, that was really. It's been a labor of love. In fact, my husband, you might know him, Reed.
I know Reed. Yeah, heard of him.
He, yeah, you know the guy. He got me an almond tree as a graduation gift. Very sweet.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. And they're like they grow on little fruits. They look just like cherry trees, and they blossom just like cherry trees.
Okay.
There's a million of them up here in the Sacramento area. So around March, April, it's absolutely beautiful. Looking like little Kyoto mountainsides, although it's almonds. And it's the boonies because it's very rural up here. But I've been working a lot on cocktails. I mean, just really kind of going out my comfort zone and not just making the same drinks over and over. I do end up at the end of the night, I just go back to an old fashioned.
Sure.
It's the classic. I mean, it's called that for a reason.
Are you?
I'm not sure if I told you about a year and a half ago. I actually took a course on campus in the chemical engineering department that is the thermodynamics of mixed drinks.
That's great. I love
It was
chemicals.
so much fun. It's a pass-fail course, and we learned about different, like, chemistry and engineering concepts through a cocktail of the week. So it would say, we're going to learn about how ice and ethanol and water interact when you shake them together, and then we're going to make a martini.
Uh-huh.
Or, we're going to learn about color change with acid, and then we're going to make, something with gin. And that, like, Empress, you ever seen that purple gin?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Or it's blue, and you add lemon juice, and it turns purple.
Oh, that's cool.
At the end of it, we did a design project where each group had to, and I felt kind of bad. I was the only, almost 40-year-old, and it's a bunch of college seniors. Everyone there was 22. Their favorite drink was like, the lychee, whatever, daiquiri downtown. And I'm like, I like, rye and water and gin. And we each got to make our own drink. I actually fat washed bourbon with almond butter.
Now, what's that exactly? Fat washing.
So, fat washing is when you take a liquor and you combine it with something that has a high fat content. Like a lot of people will do like a brown butter or peanut butter.
Okay.
You basically add a glop of that to a jar full of whatever liquor you want to flavor, shake it up, let it settle, let the flavors kind of marinate, and then you freeze it. When you freeze it, the ice will, or the fat will freeze, and solidify, and you can strain it out, and then you have almond butter flavored whiskey.
Oh, that's great.
And it's delicious. And I served that with, have you ever tried Mr. Black coffee cold brew liqueur?
No.
It's like Kahlua, but a million times better.
Okay.
It's made with cold brew. Like you can sip it straight up. It doesn't taste like it has alcohol in it, which is very dangerous. So cold brew liqueur with almond butter, bourbon, and then like chocolate bitters, and I served it with an almond butter cup. And I explained the scientific, what was going on in the process of fat washing, the things that are soluble, the ethanol versus the water. And not to brag, but we did win.
Of course.
The competition.
Of course you did. Cheers to that. Well, I know that you,
I'll make it for you sometime.
I would love that. Are you enjoying one of your creations right now?
Not yet. I'm about to. Considering what to have, probably just going to do easy and old-fashioned. Been a hectic day,
Yeah, I hear
Taking the
that.
kiddo to a pool party. Had one of those, speaking of ice cream, got one of them ice cream maker soccer balls. You ever seen those?
No. What?
It's fun. It's great for camping. It's like, you put the ice cream mix in one side, you put ice and rock salt in the other, and you kick it around.
Oh.
And in half an hour, you have ice cream.
That's cool. That's fun.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'll let you go. Thank you so. Oh, wait, I had one little simple question. This is just
Please, yeah.
in my mind. So when I think of you, your life is lab coat all the time, lab. Like that's what because I started I started as pre-med in college, fucked it all up. So whatever. But a big part of it was like I could do the lab stuff. I did the pipetting. I did the what was the one, the the gel with the DNA would splinter out or whatever. Some blood assaying and stuff like that. But I just couldn't hack it or whatever. So, but I'm thinking when you're working on the almond milk, do you have like a secret project name for it? Did you have a because I just thought about this because you called almond milk sexy water. So I was like, what would be the or is this like true almond milk? I guess is my question.
This is like hardcore, X rated almond milk. No, it's very sweet and nerdy, but for myself, my PI, my, associate's partner who did the sensory work, and her PI, all of our names start with J, so we called it 4J.
Oh, that's great.
Make a little logo with little jaybirds on it, but I'm not doing a startup. I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
That's, but that was the fanciest we got with it.
That's awesome. Well, Jessica, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
I know there's a million other things you could be doing. But thank you for being the first guest. It really does mean a lot.
Yeah, big fan, long time listener, first time guest.